$6,000. I was just like, whatever. I blew it off. Like, and then it started getting aggressive. And I was like, all right. Then I realized really quick, I was like, all right, these guys aren't playing. So this is the first oh shit moment, like in real adult life, right? Where I was like, what have I got myself into? And I got myself into, and really it was the thing that the driving force behind all of this was being an asshole.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And even worse, an uneducated, like a financially illiterate asshole, right? So, talk about adversity. Here's my first taste.
Yeah.
Right. And it literally sent.
That's a big silverback gorilla of adversity, Uncle Sam, man.
Yep. It almost broke me.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, interesting, little backstory to that is I tapped out of the business world. I literally tried. I did. So I said at that point, like, I fucked up, right? I don't know if I see a path out of this. So I was going to rededicate my life to the military. But I was going to go into a higher prestige, branch. And I all of a sudden I had it in my mind that I was going to go and try out for the teams. That was going to be my escape. So I'd go through, I started preparing my body, and, I at least knew I could still do that well, right? And I started doing all these things, man, and I'll tell you what, I got to a point where I felt like I was conditioned enough to go take that on, and I even contacted the recruiters and everything and started the process, except to find out that literally it maybe been 6 months prior, I don't know, a couple months prior, that the Obama administration had cut off any enlistment activity from prior service. Like if you had a break in your service, they wouldn't take you. I thought that was bizarre. I thought that was odd. So bizarre.
Yeah.
Look it up, check it out. It's true. So by nature of that, couldn't do that. So it's like, all right, I gotta freaking face for real face the music, which I had been running away from the problem for a long enough time, and I think everybody could probably relate to that. You get a big enough problem in life, it's pretty easy to run from it.
No doubt.
And I didn't have a choice at that time, so I had to face it, right? And so I had to somehow find that that old mentality, that mentality that I had, when I was having some initial levels of success, and I had to like refigure out how to do it without being an asshole, all right? And I had a friend of mine that's just kind of been this guy that's like always kind of been in my life, like mentor-y kind of guy.
Interesting.
10 years.
I was going to ask you about that.
10 years my elder, talented sales guy, freaking talk your ear off like I will these days. And he's taught me a lot along the way. And so he scooped me up. He had this idea he was going to start his own gig, right? I hadn't owned anything yet at this stage of my life. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm not doing anything else. I'm down on my luck, feeling like shit, depressed, don't believe in myself. All right, cool. I needed somebody to follow, right? So scoops me up, gets me back in the game, and he goes off. He's venturing off on his own at this point and do his own small oil and gas company, right? So I'm like, all right, I was like 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of thing, but, got me going back enough. Started getting some success back grinding. The markets were starting to recover a little bit. I started feeling what it felt like to have a little bit of breathing room and money in your pocket. Still had the big problem with the Uncle Sam back there.
Yeah.
That I was literally too scared. I was scared to walk by the mailbox, man. I mean, I was avoiding it, right? And, something had happened between us, and look, I knew it was the mounting pressures of a lot of that situation more than anything, and I was like, I got to go big or go home. And I had just helped this guy start his thing, and I was raising money into it. And honestly, I did some of the freaking groundwork of like the legals and seeing what he did. I was there, so I was like, I could do this, and it was. I'm remembering back on it now through this conversation, and it was a major. I thought it was really major at the time. Of course it was. It was a major thing. So I started my own gig. I started Veteran Oil Partners, which is still an active company that manages assets. I started that in 2010, and I started that in my apartment. And at the time I didn't even have a functioning vehicle. I didn't have but
Back to basics.
didn't have but a couple cents to rub together. Didn't really know how I was going to pay my next month's rent. So basically that meant that this thing had to work. And I borrowed $5,000 off of my friend's, a Marine friend of mine's mother. Bless that woman's soul, man. She was my springboard into my own things, right? So she get that little bit of money helped me buy a phone, a desk, a computer, everything I basically needed. Printing materials, prospectus. I found a project. I found an oil deal. I arranged enough of a contractual thing to where I was like, they'll give me the rights to it for this long, and if I could deliver a certain amount of money by a certain day, then it's mine, and I can continue to finish out raising the rest of the money, right? So.